Hello and welcome to this short video about theories of religion within sociology, and this one is about feminist views. So how does religion benefit men? So what is the feminist view of society and religion? So there's the argument that there's gender conflict rather than being a society in which everyone basically benefits from and agrees with the status quo. There's actually instead a battle between the sexes, between men and women. And it's a male-dominated patriarchal society in which men benefit and women are subordinate, inferior and lose out in terms of status and rewards. It's unequal and it's oppressive. Women are kept down, kept from achieving status and prevented from having identities that are superior or desirable. What's the evidence for this in terms of religion? So many organisations marginalise women in terms of the priesthood and the hierarchy. Women who menstruate are excluded at certain times within some religions such as Islam. Again, that's probably a particular division within Islamic faith because there are many particular forms of that. Places of worship involve divisions between men and women, so there can be the kind of barriers where men and women are kind of screened from each other in some religion and some religious places of worship. I talked about menstruating women not being able to touch the Quran, so this is seen as a way of devaluing women. Sacred texts have certain images and symbols and views and beliefs about men and women, which hold that women are often manipulative, that women will tempt, seduce, and in other ways corrupt men. So for example, Eve is seen as the corrupter of man. She's kind of blamed for the fall of man, and she's blamed for man receiving the knowledge, the fruit of knowledge from the tree in the Garden of Eden in Genesis, and therefore corrupting man's innocence. So again, the kind of sexuality, the role of women in terms of sexuality, tempting and seducing men, is often a kind of common image. Laws and customs in religion often place limits and controls on women's freedoms. So for example, in terms of who women may speak to in some religions, there's controls over that. Women are not allowed to wear certain clothing or remove certain clothing because again the way in which they're viewed is that their bodies should be concealed in order to be modest, and therefore, again, this can be seen as disempowering, controlling, subordinating women. However, this can be seen as a recent development in more monotheistic religions, so religions with one God, where the religions have been reinterpreted in more modern societies. So here we can say it's not religion's fault, it's more the way in which religion has been viewed and the modern approaches to religion. So Armstrong argues that in older religions, originally women were at the centre of religions, so the kind of idea of the earth goddess, the Mother Earth, the creation goddess, and so on. Saadawi talks about the way in which religion has been reinterpreted by patriarchal societies in more modern times. And so therefore it's in monotheistic religions where we find patriarchy. The next question is, can religious people be feminists? So Woodhead argues that religion can actually offer freedom. For example, the hijab can be a liberation for women within the Islamic faith. Gilliat-Ray argues that it enables women to be free to enter the public sphere of education and work, where previously they might be seen as shameful for doing so. And there's also the religion of Pentecostalism, which has very conservative values, and it's often found in Latin America and America, and that's part of the Christian faith. And that often emphasises respect that men should have towards women. So women have benefited from this. And this is called the Pentecostalist gender paradox, where despite the conservative role that women are encouraged to have within Pentecostalism, there's also an emphasis on male humility, respect, and therefore this actually can encourage men to be less macho, and to be less involved in drink, drugs and consorting with women in Latin American countries. So it can actually benefit women in that sense. There's piety movements where religion has had an effect of benefiting some women. So Rinaldo says that it's middle class women who benefit from conservative religions more than working class women. So we probably can't generalise about religion benefiting all women. We should probably say that it's also influenced by social class. So this is what we call intersectionality, where the effect of different elements of identity can create different consequences in terms of status. Liberal Protestant religions can lead to more gender equality. For example, Quakers can benefit from an emphasis on equality within these belief systems. Okay, so that leads us on to the next question. Does religion act as a conservative force? Can it enable social change?